What's up YouTube? Today we are going behind the scenes with Colton Jacobs on a mountain bike component shoot. Let's see how it goes.
All right, ready, drop, there we go. What up YouTube? I'm Colton Jacobs. That's my bike. These are my cameras. Objectives will be action shots, product shots, and building a studio out in the woods using strobes and lighting. We have models, we have a location, we have all the gear we need, and I'm going to bring you guys along, show you the gear that I'm using and the cameras, all of it. Should be fun. We aren't actually shooting on this camera. We're gonna shoot on that one, but it's a good prop. A1, 50, 1.2, 70 to 200, 2.8, 24 to 70, 2.8, 20, 1.8, and 85, 1.4. We're in the nice dank dark woods of Washington. We're just kicking the morning off on a little jump session, step down. So sick, he's so steezy. It's really dark in these woods right now. So we're switching from 200 2.8 to an 85 1.4, which is pretty sweet for dark woods and mountain biking. The autofocus on the A1 is lightning fast, so it can handle like a mountain biker coming straight at the camera in full focus. Sick. We're getting lined up for another photo. We have this like idea that I've shot before. Thank you. Keep cruising. I'm shooting a motion blur, and I'm trying to get a good comp here.
Anything for the shot.
Oh gosh. Oh, I'm cruxing. Nice little drone angle here. Why drone when you can climb a tree is what I'm saying. Got it. Thank you. All right, Kristen, ready when you are? Totally gonna fall out of this tree. Oh. Oh. We're good. I got one pack for cameras and one pack for all of my snacks. I'm ready for school, photography school.
That was weird.
That is a wrap for day one. Everyone's headed home. We are packing up. We had a nice morning. Weather was pretty ideal for shooting in the woods. Nothing was really too hot. Light wasn't too bad. We got some really strong images. I think we didn't shoot too much product yet. Tomorrow we'll do that. We'll set up a little studio in the woods. We are trying to build a studio in the woods here. We have a rim light, backlight scenario over here. Big soft lighter here. Sony A1 50mm f1.2 G Master Pro Photo B10X Plus kit. We got two of them. That's a 60-inch soft lighter, and then we're just bare bulbing the other one. Should be nice. We'll see how it goes.
Colton, what are you looking for?
Just getting all the little details, logos of the tires upright, cranks in the right position. We're about ready to roll, cycle through these bikes. Hey Mom, I can't talk right now. Sorry, I'll call you back later. All right, bye. Yeah, so the most important part is the beanie being above your ears, for sure.
Who are we shooting with today?
Kristen, Jason, and Roman are our riders today. They're over here, waiting for me to get done taking pictures of their bikes. Okay, we're done with the product stuff in the studio that we set up out here. We're gonna go shoot action in the woods until it's pretty much too dark to shoot, and then maybe a little bit more. Yeah. We're getting a little lifestyle powwow shot here. Yeah, cool. Okay, let's go. Ready? That's a wrap. Let's go. Wrap. Okay, we are back here in the gear garage. Shoot's over. We have the world's worst assistant with us, Bambi, trying to steal the spotlight. And we're going to go over some takeaways from the shoot on what went well, gear that you might consider going into the woods with when you're shooting mountain biking, especially here in the Northwest. Takeaway number 1, location scouting. I think that's one thing that's overlooked on most lower budget productions. And I say lower budget, I just mean like the outdoor industry as a whole in general. It's lower budget. I think you can avoid a lot of mistakes if you actually know exactly how you're going to be shooting and what you're going to be shooting and where you're going to be shooting. I'm not just talking about like a general trail. I'm talking about where on the trail. Are you familiar with the trail? If you know the trail or you know the area, you can just forget about everything in between and just go straight to the spots you want to shoot at, because you know that that corner or that jump or that berm or that whatever hits light right, or you can skip everything, because time is everything and daylight is very important, especially like the good sunlight angles are fleeting. They're fast. So knowing your trail, knowing your location, whatever it is, be very familiar with your location scouting. Takeaway number 2, when you're shooting mountain biking, it's dark in the woods. Having fast glass, like with a good, like a longer zoom, like an 85 or a 135, like 1.8 or 1.4 is incredible. Takeaway number 3, the difference between a camera with good autofocus and a camera with great autofocus. Sony A1 is unbelievable. It is incredible, and I cannot overstate this enough. It is like cheating. It is like playing Duck Hunter or something. Like, all you have to do is, when you have your settings right, which is the continuous autofocus, expandable tracking, you lock onto your subject and you just hold the shutter down and it will not drop focus, and it is spot on. It's like cheating. I mean, your composition, you need to pay attention to your composition and stuff like that. But as far as focus wise, forget about it. It's amazing. It would be hard to do a lot of action sports photography without a camera with great autofocus. It can be done. They did it for years, right? But just the success rate of shooting now with this autofocus is unbelievable. Takeaway number 4, this has to do with like a good communication with a client. The client is trusting you as a photographer, your creative skill. And so when they come to you, they have varying levels of vision of what they want. Your job is to try and ask the right questions to get the direction from them for exactly what they want. And they might not know, but you don't necessarily want to just go wild in the field. I like to do this. I like to ask them, what are some photos from previous campaigns or previous shoots that you guys have really liked? Show me those. And then try and you yourself do a takeaway of like, okay, I see why they like that, or why did they like that. You yourself can do some like market research of look at other competitors' work in photography. If you can, have them and their team provide you with like a handful of like brainstorm shot lists. Like, I like to just have like a brainstorm, like a spitball session where like everyone just sits down with like a piece of paper and like kicks around ideas of photos that, that they would like to see, that they could see themselves using as a campaign or whatever, like creative ideas, like, oh, what about this? Oh, this would be cool. That will help a lot. And if you can, kind of give them a homework assignment of like, this would be really helpful if you guys came back to me with 10 or 20 different specific photo ideas. Over communicate with your client, know what the creative vision is and agree upon that. And then work backwards from there with like location, talent, activities, all of that. Takeaway number 5, have an assistant if you can.
I mean, even if you don't know how you're going to use an assistant, they're always helpful, because if it's an assistant that has a creative eye, then they can help you when you're feeling stuck, or they can be like that second eye to a composition or whatever to help you if you get stuck, which is just so valuable. When you're out there, there's so much going on, and in your head, there's just like you don't have enough spare bandwidth mentally. And so if you have an assistant, they can be thinking of the risky shots while you're kind of thinking of the safe shots, which helps. One more takeaway, 6, and that's lighting. Lighting in action sports can be difficult. Using the natural light is kind of the most important. I mean, because that's the easiest. We don't always have that. I think a lot of people are intimidated by lighting because there's a lot to learn, but it is so valuable and so important for this type of work. Like, these photos would not be nearly as dynamic without the lights. Create over capture. To be able to just like think of something and know the tools that you need and like the team to compose and create is so satisfying. And lights are just one of those pieces that you have to have. You need to have a good understanding of lighting, whether it's stay light and sunlight or bringing in on artificial light. And artificial light is not as complicated as it seems. You just need to get familiar with the tools, and it's just another tool that needs to be in your toolbox. Closing remark is have an e-bike. If you're a mountain bike photographer, have an e-bike. It is crazy how much nicer it is to not be dying on the uphill when you have an e-bike and a backpack full of like 50 pounds of camera gear. Like, you can just cruise uphill and be thinking about your shot list and thinking about all the things and not be like dead when you get to the location. So thank you for tuning in to this episode with Bambi and I.
Gotta always be hustling.
Hello, YouTube. Welcome to my gear garage.